So today we are joined with special rental units. So remember a few weeks ago when we asked on Insta stories if you guys had questions for them about us, and we got some really good ones, and I'm actually really excited to hear the answers to some of them.
Same.
It'll be really interesting to hear their perspective on it.
So I pulled together a list of all of your questions. I also added a few of my own in there that I was curious about. So we are going to do a little Q&A with our parents.
Wait, let's introduce them. Bill, Debbie.
Yes.
You've seen them before.
You have.
He's got his wine.
I have my
It's
little
my
voice.
prop, yes.
Your prop. For
Yeah,
the
that's what he
video.
said. He said it's my prop. He said I'm not drinking it, it's just my prop.
Oh.
Which you just drank. So first question. Who named us? Meaning like, did one of you like pick the name? And what are their middle names?
Okay, I think we came to an agreement, mutual, on the name.
I was like, does he feel differently?
No.
Yeah, the first names were kind of popular names at the time period that they were born. The middle name is a family name. And
So my middle name is Christine, which is my great-grandmother on my mom's side.
right.
And then Shelby's middle name is
Amanda, which it's somebody on your side, but I don't know who it is.
Great-great-grandmother
Great-grandmother.
on my side. And we wanted simply spelled names. We didn't want the crazy spellings and all the unusual stuff.
The exact opposite of what I want.
Yes.
That was probably more the trend.
Yes.
I mean, just
Yeah.
judging by how many Ashleys I grew up with and how many Ashleys were in my classes.
Yeah.
You know, throughout school, I know that Ashley was a very popular name.
It was at that time.
When you have your own kids, you get to name them.
I will.
So, I know we've talked about this before, but I kind of forgot, and I thought it would be fun. What were our names going to be if we were boys?
Yeah.
Because fun fact, they didn't find out the gender of any of us. We have a brother in between us. They didn't find out the gender, so when they were born, it was a surprise. So they had a girl name and a boy name picked out. So
Yes.
what were boy names going
I
to be?
remember mine.
Yours was going to be Gregory.
Can you imagine?
I'm gonna wait for mine. No offense to people with this name.
Yours was going to be Cameron.
I like Cameron.
I do like that better than Gregory, and I actually like Cameron for a girl too. I think that's
Yeah.
cute.
But, and
Why?
actually,
But why though? Like,
Yeah,
why
why
Gregory?
those?
Why?
I think I just liked them at the time. I mean, Shelby actually came, if Ethan had been a girl, he would have been Shelby. And that was from Still Magnolias, because that was
Yeah.
that was the first time I kind of really heard that name. But
Somebody asked, what sort of little girls were they? So I guess just generally.
He needs to drink a lot more to describe me.
Ashley was always more reserved than Shelby. Shelby was always out there, and
Nothing.
after she turned one, she was laid back until she turned one. Like I said, Ashley was more of a girly girl, and she grew up in the time frame of side ponytails and big hair bows, and so we did that. Shelby was a little more active and a little more out there, and
I liked being outside.
you did like being outside, and like I said, y'all like to play dress up, but you just move about it a little bit.
What's your perspective?
Ashley would stand patiently with Mom and look at clothes in the department store. Shelby would get under the racks of clothes and dance around.
And that's after climbing out of the stroller that she was strapped into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that pretty much sums us up in a nutshell, I think.
Do you like that?
Yeah.
What did they want to be when they grew up when they were little kids? We talked about this a little bit the other day.
And I don't know
I
that
don't know.
they ever really said,
We weren't those
Anything
kids that was like, we
specific.
want to be an astronaut, or
No.
we want to be...
no.
I can tell you what he wanted us to be, which we
CPA
did not do.
CPAs like him.
No, I mean, they always did more in the
Artsy.
arts, in the performing arts, and a little bit in creative arts. But no, they never really said.
I don't even remember.
No.
Like, I don't remember having a thing that I was like, I'm gonna do this.
No, I don't think so. Because
We
we do
just-
a lot of things as children. So.
We just kind of let them be what they wanted to be.
Yeah. Did they have a favorite, like, item, book, movie when they were little? And what were those things?
Ashley had a pillow.
Yep.
A pink pillow.
Yep.
A small,
The little one.
baby-sized pillow with a pink pillowcase that she lost in Target one time.
It's amazing that I have such an affinity for Target these days, given this traumatic childhood
I
experience.
know. Which no one turned in, so we did
I
buy.
lost the
Yes.
original pillow,
Yeah.
but I got a replacement.
Got a replacement. Shelby's
I
going
have
to tell
two
a
things.
story about
There's
the
two
blanket.
things. Yeah, there's a blanket. What's the other thing?
I know.
Oh, come on. It's easy.
Simba.
I was going to say
Simba,
Simba,
yeah.
okay, but then I wasn't sure. Okay, so yes.
Yes,
I'll
so
let you tell the story about the blanket.
I have this baby blanket.
And this goes back to our description of them as individuals.
Okay, there's this baby blanket that was like white that had these like multicolored like bears on it. And
A
it had
receiving
like
blanket, a
balloons
flannel
and
receiving
rainbows.
blanket.
My favorite thing ever. There was two of them, but one of them was very much loved. One of them I liked way more than the other one. I don't know why. It was the exact same thing. Loved this blanket. Favorite thing ever. One time, because I was a very stubborn child and I still am, we got into an argument, me and him one time, and he got really, really mad. I don't know how old I was. 6.
Somewhere in there.
And he proceeded to cut the blanket in half and throw it in the trash outside. That was your punishment for the thing. Then Ashley over here, because she knows how much I loved this blanket, went outside, because he put it in like the big trash can, like outside. She went outside, got it out, and we were going to Waco soon after that. And our grandmother sews, mom does too. Ashley took the blanket to Waco and had Gran sew it back together for me because they all knew how much this blanket meant to me. So then I had the blanket and I loved it. So Mom, our whole lives, have been collecting like boxes of like all of our favorite baby things and stuff to keep. Did she keep either of those two blankets? No, she did not. Favorite item as a child.
Did she keep my pillow? Yes, she did.
I know. How annoying. I will talk about that at her
A
funeral.
flannel receiving blanket.
It was my favorite. He knew it was my favorite thing enough that was the way to piss me off, was to cut it in half.
So.
Yeah, and as a child, Shelby, you never,
Oh God.
you couldn't. It was hard to punish her because all you did is make her mad,
Which made the situation
which
worse.
just seemed to make it worse.
Yeah. It never really did anything.
Didn't seem to.
What about, do you remember if we had like a favorite book or favorite like movie?
There was a Disney book that we had, and I'm trying to think if it was Sleeping Beauty. It was either Sleeping Beauty or Cinderella, and before you could read, you knew it.
I think it was
word for word.
Cinderella.
And
Get your own drink.
so we'd read it, and
It was
if I
Cinderella.
messed up a
Get your own
word,
drink.
you corrected me.
Yeah.
Shelby, yeah, I don't know. I don't think you had a favorite.
No, I didn't read a lot because he would
Still doesn't read.
he would put me to bed most of the time, and we didn't really read. We just sat there and talked. I don't think we read very much.
Early on, I did.
Yeah.
I remember reading the Dr. Seuss stuff to you a lot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That. Yeah.
Movies?
Movies.
Or
Parent Trap.
Little Princess and Secret Garden is what Ashley liked.
That's a Parent Trap. Still
Yeah.
love that movie. Watched it the other day. It was on TV.
Yes, but you didn't get to go see it in theaters.
Oh yeah, this is a good story.
Yes.
I had been looking forward to seeing Parent Trap forever.
I don't think I know this.
And
Did you get in trouble?
I'm trying to remember the specifics because you were in middle school, I believe, because that was when you were.
I'm the same age as Lindsay Lohan, so however old
Yes.
she is in that movie, that's how old I was.
Yeah, and you had a game because you were a cheerleader for a league, and I don't know, you exhibited a lot of attitude that day for some reason when we were going. So you were not allowed.
That was
to go
more
see the
rare for
movie.
her though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was rare.
that was a rare event, rarer event than.
That's the only like big punishment thing I even recall.
Well, if I could have punished you on prom day, I would have.
That's a good story too. I wasn't really into movies. I watched more TV.
Yeah.
And what did I watch?
Well, you watched Rugrats.
Rugrats.
And Big Comfy Couch. But by the time we got to you, I didn't really watch the shows with you.
Yeah.
Because I was busy and...
It was a tool to occupy Shelby, so you could do other things.
So...
What are your funniest memories of each of us?
Funniest or annoying?
You can answer both.
Annoying's easier.
Okay.
Shelby and her socks.
I still have sock issues.
Yes.
They don't fit my feet
We
right.
would be trying to get ready to go somewhere, to preschool, to school, and we would be trying to put on shoes and socks. Shelby would have them on, and then as we're ready to walk out the door, there would be no shoes and socks on Shelby because the socks...
I think the socks were too big was the problem. They were too big for
It
my
was the
feet.
seam that was the issue?
Yeah.
The seams that was
The seam, but they were too big, so they'd fall down and clump up in my shoe.
Maybe your feet are
It
too
was
small.
the seams. It was...
Well, they were.
Just like, yeah, so...
Because it was probably hand-me-down socks from Ashley, and it was like, oh, Ashley wore these last week. Here, put them on Shelby.
I doubt with our age
It was
difference,
not
any of the
that
socks were hand-me-down.
No, they were not. And then just keeping shoes on Shelby, period.
Yeah.
Because, but that would be annoying. So we would be late to a lot of places because of Shelby's sock issues. I'm trying to think with Ashley. I mean, I remember, it's not funny until we look at the video now, the chicken pox.
Oh.
But that was...
I had the world's worst case of chicken pox.
she really did.
She did.
You like couldn't even see her skin. It was just...
Too bad. I was a little older. I was in, I think, third grade.
Third grade, yeah.
So I wasn't like a baby. They were bad. And I had strep through at the same time.
During spring...
It's on that video.
During my spring break. It was spring break, so it's like you're a week off from school. I had chicken pox and strep throat.
She forced us all to get them at the same time.
And a cold, I think. All kind of like within the same 7-day period.
If I'm going to have sick children, let's just get it over with.
Yeah.
What are yours?
You throwing up across northern Arkansas?
I've probably thrown up in more states than most people.
That's probably true.
That's a true statement. Absolutely, that's a true statement.
We used to do a lot of road trip vacations, like family vacations growing up over the summers, and Shelby, I don't know if it was car sickness or
It was a mixture of
but
probably car sickness, anxiety, and I ate food that I was allergic to.
Yeah.
All in one.
she threw up quite a bit. What were their favorite hobbies?
Oh my. Well, they both danced from a young age, but I don't know that that would be, I mean, I guess
I would
it could
qualify
be
that as a hobby.
Yes.
So,
I mean, that's how we spent a good part of our free time by choice.
Yeah.
different than
Ashley played with Barbies a
Ashley
lot.
played with Barbies. Shelby played
Didn't.
with Barbie's hair, but neglected to dress them.
Yeah, it seems like all your dolls were naked.
They were.
Clothes came off and that was it.
I read a lot.
Ashley put clothes on the dolls.
Yes, Ashley read a lot of books.
Shelby just took
did
them
not.
off and piled them in the middle of the room.
And I played outside a lot. I was outside.
You like music too.
Yeah, always had music playing. And we had lots of kids in our neighborhood, so like we'd always all be outside playing
On the block.
Foursquare.
This kind of goes along with it, but what were their favorite things to do when they were little?
Well, you love to go to the playground.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
I still love to go to a playground.
Same. I love a swing. Monkey
Like
bars.
to swim.
Guys like movies. Like to go to movies. Carnivals when they would come around.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
We would go to, it wasn't even Blockbuster. Blockbuster was later. What was that other one that we went to? Like a video shop over kind of across from the movie theater. We would go there like every Friday, and Ethan and I would always get the same movies. Why we didn't just buy them?
Didn't he get like Dinosaur, like Land Before Time or something?
No, that was me.
Oh.
He liked that, what was it? Like HR Puffin stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I would always get Now and Then.
Oh yeah.
I mean, why we just week after week literally rented the same movie, I don't know, but we did. That was like a thing that we did a lot. And then later, in later years, it changed to Blockbuster.
And then Netflix, when Netflix was DVDs,
Yeah,
you had to wait like 5 days for the mail for it to come.
Oh, God.
Remember that?
I remember that, yeah.
Next question is, are their personalities similar?
No.
No.
You want to expand on that?
It's hard to define in a short period of time. They're, Ashley's more reserved and more thoughtful maybe in the things she says. Maybe that's not the right word. She thinks about a little bit more what she says before she says it, and the things she says are a little more, maybe a little deeper. Shelby just blurts stuff out, and it just kind of comes out.
But it makes sense. But it's like
I didn't say it didn't make sense. It just Shelby says what she thinks very quickly.
And that's the same as you. Whereas, like, here's the difference. Like, if you have to get up and stand and do a speech somewhere, you and I can just get up and do a speech off the cuff, no preparation needed. Whereas these two need to like write it down and prepare what they're gonna say.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Yes. Shelby's way more stubborn than Ashley is.
No doubt.
Has been since she turned 1 year old. She's just a little more outgoing. Like I said, Ashley's reserved and Shelby is a little more outgoing, or just people decided they wanted to be Shelby's friends from
I know,
early
she
age.
always
Ashley
says
had friends too. But yeah, there would be people, I didn't mean it that way, that it wouldn't, but it was just, there would be, even at preschool, people would say, I want to be Shelby's friends, like immediately, and I don't know what.
I don't know why.
And you had friends too that you knew from preschool, but it was just, I don't know. I think just.
I feel like I'm a very just like open person. Even I find too that like babies like will always make eye contact with me, and they always like wave and smile at me. So I don't know if it's something like with my eyes or like a face that like I make or something that like people feel like invited.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting.
This one should be easy. Who had the most attitude?
Anybody want to guess?
Hands down, Shelby. No doubt about it.
Yes.
Still does.
Who is the night owl?
Also.
Also Shelby.
Yeah. I go through phases. For a while, I feel like I was like way more productive at night, but I also need 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah,
Like I need 8 hours, like literally to the T. So
6.5 to 7.5.
depending on what time I have to wake up, I can't be a night owl. What was your most challenging parenting moment?
Oh.
The milk.
With Shelby.
I'm lactose intolerant.
Well, we didn't know that at the time.
Trying to get her to drink milk, you mean?
Yeah.
Well,
She sat for hours in the kitchen. We told her she couldn't get up until she drank the milk.
They would go to bed sometimes, and I'd still be
Leave her in
sitting.
there, sitting there until she drank the milk.
He'd put ice cubes in it. It's so disgusting.
Turn the lights off.
I would break glasses on purpose.
Yeah, she'd
Yes.
topple things over.
yeah,
like,
she
oops.
would.
Then we put them in a plastic cup.
And then she'd say it's hot, so we put an ice cube in
I don't think I ever won that.
it. No,
No.
you didn't.
It's hard to win with
So
Shelby.
that would be the.
That is the number one takeaway about being Shelby's sister. You don't get to win.
It's easy
Yeah.
to lose. It's easier.
remember
It's easier to lose.
It's easier to lose, that's the thing. Yeah.
I don't remember any horribly challenging. You had a few moments that were challenging, like we talked about, like at prom and just attitude things, but for the most part, it wasn't. Those were rare. I don't
Yeah.
remember anything specific with you, and I don't know if that comes with an older child that wants to please or is more prone to do what
There were
they're asked to do.
no major like injury calamities.
No.
Right. Well, you did take me to the hospital early on.
You're the only one I've ever gone to the emergency room though with, twice.
Oh,
As a
more than
child.
as a child, was it more than twice now?
Well, no, just twice we've gone to the emergency room.
Mm-hmm.
Once,
I'm the one that tends to have all the broken bones and the
Yeah.
surgeries and the issues.
once before.
Even from someone who didn't drink milk, I've never broken a bone.
So,
Tells you
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
You don't need the milk.
but yeah.
Are you guys happy they live together in New York?
Yes.
Yes, because they can look out after each other even if they get mad at each other.
Yeah.
So,
Just daily. How did you feel when we told you we wanted to move to New York? So this is interesting because we actually decided that separately moved there at separate times, and now we live together. So I'm sure, to me, I feel like Shelby always copied me, because for as long as I can remember, I've been saying I wanted to move to New York.
Yes, you did say that for a long time, before Shelby.
Yeah, before Shelby.
But it was how I decided. I had heard you say that some, but then that very first trip I went to New York, as soon as we were driving in from the airport, and I like saw that skyline, and I knew then. So that, I mean, that was before you ever went too.
No, but technically she lived there before you did.
Technically it is.
Yes, but I decided this before that.
Wait a minute, that wasn't the question.
I know. Yeah, I just wanted to give a little background, because I wasn't sure if
She didn't like it at first.
It was a little bit more apprehensive to send you there as a freshman in college on your own than to, you know, when you decided to stay there. I mean, I was always supportive that you wanted to go do something like that, but it's still, that's a long way away when you're just 18.
when I started talking about it back when I did, I don't even quite remember. Or did you ever feel that I would actually do it?
Yes, it's because, you know, even in college when you did your internship there and you wanted to find a way to go back. So I figured that you would find a way. You were
I was very
determined.
I can't remember being more determined about anything.
Yeah, that's
for like the longest period of time. That was the most consistent thing that I had a goal.
didn't really bother him because he kind of did that. He grew
Kind
up
of,
in Michigan
yeah.
and moved to Texas.
I kind of already did that, so I guess I understood it from that side of the perspective of how important it is to fulfill your dreams and go where you want to go and do what you want to do. And so, you know, to me it was just more of an automatic thing that, you know, let's make the right moves, make sure the money and the, you know, security and things like that fit. And if I knew at the time that it was going to involve me driving across the country with a load of IKEA stuff behind me, maybe I might have thought differently about it.
You volunteered to do that.
Yeah, I got volunteered to do that.
The next question from somebody was, what are their quirks?
Shelby has a very fast temper.
So do you. That's where I get it from.
She does.
But this video isn't about me. That's part 2. Ashley likes her sleep, we've said
She
that.
does like her sleep, and when she's done with the situation.
Yeah, yeah.
So annoying.
And she will.
That's the biggest thing we fight about is stop. We need to continue fighting. And she's like, no, that's what it turns into.
Let's see, the stubbornness versus the being done. The next question is sort of along the same lines. What makes them unique?
I think they're both very intelligent.
Yes.
Probably above average of a lot of other people their ages. They just seem to kept the intelligence and the stuff that they've learned in school.
And they are. They
Never stop learning. Exactly.
That's
I've
a
always
good
said
thing.
that.
Learning every day.
And they will come to the same conclusion, but they will take a different path. Each of them will take a different path sometimes to arrive at that conclusion.
Yeah, we problem solve very differently.
Yes.
But we generally arrive in the same place. From your perspective, what has been the most pivotal moment in each of their lives so far?
Interesting.
I was curious.
Well, probably Shelby's graduation trip to London.
When Shelby graduated from high school, it was my idea to gift her a trip to London. It was her first time abroad. At that point, I had already studied abroad there and loved it and wanted to introduce Shelby. So the three of us went on a little girls trip the summer after she graduated from high school before she moved to New York to start college.
Right.
That's what I was gonna say.
That would be, yeah, so that would be for you because you have that love of London. You have a love of London too, so I don't
Slightly
know.
different.
It's slightly different because you didn't go until college. And I mean, you had different college experiences.
Right.
But pivotal, I mean,
It made me learn a lot of different things because that was my first time
Right.
abroad.
Right.
So I was introduced in person to different cultures and languages, and because London's very diverse, and seeing things that I learned about in school, you know, learning about Europe and stuff and seeing those things in person, it's totally different from reading it in a book.
and I don't know, and you may disagree with me, I think when you became a drill team officer, I think it kind of changed you were always a leader, but you were a little more
It
very,
gave you
very
confidence.
reserved leader, and I think it made you a more out there leader. And you were always an organizer and stuff, but this took you another step up for that. So I think that was kind of a
Yeah, I would agree with that. So in high school, I was an officer on our drill team, which is like the dance team. So it's a position you had to try out for, and like a select group of people were chosen to be it, and you were like the leaders of the team, and had a lot of different responsibilities. I would say like that's probably like the first moment in my life. I've had several, but I would say that was probably the first one that kind of like set me on a slightly different path than what I had been on before. What do you think?
I think when you guys learn to drive, that moment changed your life when you're out there driving for the first time by yourself.
Can I tell you what he did with me? So Ashley and Ethan went to like a physical driving school. I was so busy that we did the thing at home where they taught me how to drive, and I did like all my tests and stuff online. The first time he took me out in his truck, he drove to like our high school parking lot.
On a Sunday.
And we got out there, he parks in the parking lot and like leaves the car on. He's like, okay, let's switch. So we get in the car, I'm sitting there and he's in the passenger seat, and I'm just sitting there waiting for him to say something, and it's just dead silent. And I'm like, what do I need to do? After like 2 minutes, and he's like, just drive. And I was like, what does that mean? What am I supposed to do? He said, I'll fix it when you do something wrong. So yeah, I would say so. I had to figure it out on my own.
Yeah, when you both moved to New York.
Who is most like mom and who is most like dad?
I think it switched though. It used to be one way.
Yeah,
and then
I
it
agree.
switched.
I think growing up we were one way, and now as adults we have switched.
well, Shelby.
But what do you guys think?
Ashley says that Shelby and I are the same person
Now.
now, but you probably used to be
Growing up, it
Growing
used to
up, it was probably opposite.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
you
agree
think
with
too?
that, yeah.
Yeah. I think growing up I was more like mom and Shelby was more like dad. But now as adults we've switched, and I'm more like dad and Shelby's more like mom. Which is interesting. What do you recognize in each of us that reminds you of yourself?
the planning skills, I think, although y'all laugh at my planning skills because they're old school. But I feel like we're all planners. We do it a little bit differently. And I hope I've instilled in you to be kind to people and take them at their value and find the value in everybody. So I hope that that's
That's
something.
one of my big things. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Same.
Wanting to be in business for yourself,
Yeah.
which I have been all my life, my family before me,
Well,
and before that too. So
that's something, I don't know where we were talking to Alex about it, but that was something that just like I always knew. I never even thought it would work for somebody else because we were never even around somebody working for somebody else.
That was the example. That's all we
Yeah.
knew. So to me, it was just like that's a natural thing. And while I do technically also have a job working for somebody else, I've always been my thought to have my own thing when I could. It's just to me it's not like there wasn't another option because there obviously is other options, but that was never what I aspired to do.
Right.
so buy from the sister market.
He's our biggest marketer. When, like, is there a specific moment or when have you felt the most proud of each of them?
Oh, wow. There's a lot of moments, I think.
That's good.
That was good.
I don't know that I could
What are-
single out one.
Okay, well, so maybe not like the moment, but what are some of the moments?
Well, I mean,
When Shelby didn't hit any light poles in the part now. all the graduations, I think,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
because those are big events where you've achieved something that others around you may or may not have achieved, even though everyone has the choice to do that or not do it. But you did make the choice to do that, and you achieved it.
Yeah.
With honors.
Yes, they all graduated with honors, which is good. In large high schools.
And in college, I graduated with honors.
Yeah. And just that you became involved in high school. You did extracurricular things, not too extreme, but, well, Shelby might. That, but,
What do you mean by that?
I'm thinking more
You were
middle
busy.
school.
Middle school.
Oh,
Yours is very
okay.
good.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
So
I don't know when I slept or
I
ate.
don't know.
Or
But yeah.
how I did any homework and got the grades that I did.
But that you were well-rounded there in school, that you graduated and still maintained grades. In college too, that you did well, participated, you adapted to the schools that you, and the cities that you were living in at the time. Then just that you chosen to travel and broaden your education, that you keep educating yourself too, which is an important thing. So there's lots and lots of moments.
Which child is your favorite?
Depends on the day.
Just kidding.
And how many times Shelby's called me.
That was just a funny one. And then that was kind of it. So I just wanted to leave it open to you guys. Any other stories you want to share? Anything else you want to say?
That we're proud of what they're doing and what they've accomplished so far, and expect that they're going to set more goals and reach them in the future.
So buy from the sister market.
This isn't an ad for the sister market, but
Buy from the sister market. Please help us empty our garage.
No, because we're just gonna refill it.
Great.
All right. That is everything. Thanks for joining us,
yes,
Torrentals.
thank you. Hopefully you
Thanks
guys
for
can
the
learn something new about us.
Yeah. It was fun to hear their perspective on some
Yes.
things.
Any surprises?
I don't think
Really
it's
surprised.
No, I don't think I was surprised by anything. It's just more affirmation.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you guys want to see more Q&A videos with our parents, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe so that you never miss a video, and you can watch our latest video right there. See you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.